Blessings, beautiful beings. I'm Shaman P, the Vibe Guy, and this is Daily Ritual. Inviting us to start with 2 deep breaths, filling the belly and the chest. Exhale, relax the body. Inhale deep, feeling as deep as you can. And soften the jaw and the shoulders. Smile. And so, in this strange time, what the is going on here? So, racism is real. It's interesting. I've been observing, this feud that's happening inside of people, amongst people. There's confusion. There's miscommunication. And what I know to be truth is communication is one of the greatest tools and gifts that we can refine in our ability to be able to express our ideas and our thoughts, and to be able to also hear and listen to other people's beliefs and seeking to understand. Seek to understand and then to be understood, especially right now in regards to Black Lives Matter. So often there'll be, this I hear people say like all lives matter, and of course all lives matter. However, during the episode of Hurricane Katrina, when there was relief necessary in Louisiana and the surrounding regions, we weren't saying that all states matter. It's like right now this is an area that's afflicted, that has pain and suffering that has been there for centuries, and the reality is that we're working to create balance and start to, sometimes the first step is really acknowledging that there's an issue. And I grew up predominantly in Orange County. I know that I'm privileged to be a white man on the planet, in this country, in this state. However, I didn't realize that until about 4 or 5 years ago. I was living with an African American woman from Louisiana, and we know what we know, and we don't know what we don't know. So a lot of us, particularly white people, we don't know what we don't know. And so we don't know what it's like to walk around in the skin of somebody else and to see how people look at them or how they feel towards them. If they cover up their purse, if they lock their doors, if they follow them around in the convenience store, the reality is that people do get treated differently based on the color of their skin, based on a lot of different parameters and factors that go into, how we connect with one another. And so I think that there's 2 things to just be aware of and to focus and to be real about, is that racism is real. It still exists today. And 2, white privilege does exist. And so I'm not here to convert anyone or prove something. I'm just speaking the truth because it's real. And I think it's really important that we start to open our eyes and our ears to, instead of trying to tell the other people in quote unquote the disaster area of Katrina and Louisiana that are in pain and suffering, and instead of trying to tell them that all the states matter, I think it's really important that we start to open our eyes, our ears, our minds, our hearts, and to seek to understand the pain and suffering that they're going through and that their ancestors went through, and the real trauma that exists there. And ultimately, us softening our minds and settling into our hearts and surrendering to having this spiritual connection with another brother and sister of it's one human race, it's all one species. And if we can continue to focus on identifying the similarities, celebrating the differences, and seeking to understand one another, and just continuing to remember that this is real, it exists, and awareness is the first step in acknowledging it, and then we can start to be more mindful of being inclusive and opening our hearts and our minds to treating all peoples with love and respect, regardless of who they are, where they're from, their background, their socioeconomic status, their religion, their philosophy, whatever it may be. May we open ourselves to honor all as one. This shirt was made for me. Team player. You know, we're on the same team, people. May you have a beautiful, blessed remainder of your day. May you focus on the good feelings and sharing those good feelings with those around you. Aho, amen, ashe, namaste. May the Guru within you light the path before you. Ciao for now.